Hello, viewers. Welcome to your very own YouTube channel of budding journalists. And I am Vinay Kulkarni to talk to you on your very favorite subject, that is mass communication and journalism. The topic for today's episode is copy editing and proofreading. And we have with us Mr. Avinash Pandit, a person with 40 years of experience in copy editing and proofreading. He also had the fellowship of the reputed ICSSR. Since 40 years, in his 40 years of experience, he has been a contributor of or in Marathi Vishwakosh, which we identify as Encyclopedia. He has also been a member of Marathi Vishwakosh, translator of more than 7 books, worked with eminent personalities like and editor of many school textbooks. So let us start with interview of Mr. Avinash Pandit.
Welcome, Pandit sir. I welcome you to the episode of Budding Journalists. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to have you, sir, and to see you and interact with you after so many years. As actually our channel of Budding Journalists is meant for journalists, but we don't restrict our channel to journalism. We consider, as we all know, that journalism is an integral part of mass communication.
Yes.
Today we have especially called you as it's a very topic very close to your heart. As I know, you have so much years of experience. We will be talking about it one by one in this field of publication, and especially the two topics which are very much close to you. I would like also the audience to know they are copy editing and proofreading. So, shall we start the interview with your kind permission, sir?
Yes, why not? Why not?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, let us go to the first question. First question for you on behalf of budding journalists and all those who are interested in the field of mass communication and journalism. Okay, when we talk about copy editing and when we talk about proofreading, copy editing the copy which comes in your hands as a copy editor, and proofreading, a copy which comes in your hands where you are a proofreader.
Right.
So can you explain
Right.
these two terms separately and then try to establish the relation between them?
Now, when an author writes his manuscript, it has to be gone through by somebody who corrects it for the contents and also for the language.
Okay.
Now, this is the main function of a copy editor.
Okay.
Now, the copy editor also takes care of concerns such as copyright.
Copywriting.
Copyright.
Copyright. Okay.
Copyright. Okay. He will also look after whether there are any legal issues involved.
Legal issues involved.
Okay. Yes. For example, are you writing something which goes against the law or which is not generally accepted by law? So this is also something which a copy editor takes care of. His main function is, of course, to iron the manuscript.
Right.
Iron the manuscript.
Iron the manuscript.
For the content and for the... Yes. Okay. Now for 3 things. The contents, the language, and as I told you, the other aspects.
Right.
This is the main function.
If I just put it for our audience, the editor, when the copy comes to him, the editor thinks from at 3 levels. Can you just repeat those 3 levels? First is the content itself.
Content itself. Second is the language.
The language, okay.
And the third is the consistency.
The consistency. And then you said the other factors, like legal, for example.
Yes, legal, whether he is copying something officially, unofficially, with permission, without the permission. And one more thing which he has to do is, in order to get the consistency, he might have to ask the author that, can you provide me with an illustration? Can you provide me with a photograph? an equation,
Photographs. Okay.
or an equation, a table, a map, a
Acha.
diagram, or formula. All these things go under copy editing.
Okay. So can we say that editor is someone who is uh, held responsible for all this?
He won't be held responsible in terms of law.
Acha.
A newspaper, but here the copy editor is always somebody in the background. But he has to see that after all these things are covered, the end product is a perfect product. For example, if there is a diagram, the editor will decide whether it should be portrait or whether it should be a landscape. In the sense, when you have to do a map of India, it has to be done portrait. But if you do, say for example, a table, it could be a landscape. I'm restricting myself only to books because whatever is applied to books is also applied to other forms
Newspaper.
of publication.
Yeah.
For example, report
Yes.
or even dissertation for that matter. All these things go hand in hand. The basic principles remain the same.
So one thing I would like to, just a moment, sir, with your kind permission, I would like to remind the audience that just as sir said right now, कॉपी एडिटर की जो जिम्मेदारियां हैं वो कांस्टेंट है, चाहे आप किसी भी जॉनर का राइटिंग कर रहे हो. I am specifically clearing that because whenever we say editor, so we know we have a lot of responsibilities, and at the same time when we think ourselves as a writer, so what is the editor going to do with our copy, that you will come to know from sir. Regarding copy editing, you gave us some information, especially those 4 valuable points. Can you explain us the basics of proofreading? What is proofreading? How is it different or related to copy editing?
Right, it's a good question.
Thank you.
See, when a manuscript is prepared, the copy editor takes care of the manuscript.
Copy
For
editor.
example, he will suggest to the typesetter that let an equation be inserted here. Let a table be inserted here. Now, that is what a copy editor does. Now, the copy editor will have to go through the proofs to see whether his instructions are followed. That has to be done by the proofreader. Actually, the proofreader also tells you if he feels that there is something missing or something has to be added. He also has that role. That here I find that there is a inconsistency.
Okay.
I'll give you a very pertinent example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That will make it more clear.
Yes. When Yuganta was published by Irati Karve. Now, this is a set of articles written at different times. Okay. So the chapter on Kunti was written, say, later than the chapter on Vidur.
The chapter on Kunti came after the chapter on Vidur.
Let us say this way, the chapter on Kunti did not come at the same time as the chapter on Vidur. So what happened was, in the chapter on Vidur, Kunti dies before Vidur.
Kunti died before Vidur.
Yes. And in the chapter on Vidur, it is just the
it happened just the opposite.
This is something like a lack of consistency.
Okay, lack of consistency. Okay, right.
A proofreader may bring to the notice of the editor that this is the inconsistency I have come across. And then the copy editor takes his own action. I have quoted an example from a classic book.
Yes.
Now, there was a school textbook in mathematics. Here, what had happened was that the copy editor had missed out some decimal point.
Okay.
As a result of which, a train, the example was that there was a train which passes in front of a man in so many seconds,
Okay.
in so many minutes,
Acha.
or now that distance was given, and one had to calculate the speed of the train. Now, what had happened was because decimal point had been missed out, the train speed was 800 kilometers per hour, which should have been 80 kilometers per hour.
Just because of the decimal, the speed which should have been actually 80 became 800.
Yes, that was because the author had forgotten to add a decimal point. I'll quote another example.
Sure, sir.
This was not about the decimal point.
Acha.
But there were some rose plants.
Rose plants.
In a nursery. A cow entered into the nursery.
Right.
And it destroyed some of those plants.
It destroyed some of the plants. Okay.
Yeah. So the example was how many plants
Achha.
were undamaged.
Undamaged. Okay.
Yeah.
Achha.
Mistake here was somebody who runs a nursery takes utmost care to see that those plants are protected.
Right, sir.
Otherwise, all his investment goes waste.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a case of common sense.
Okay. Okay. Achha.
This is where if for some reasons the copy editor has gone wrong, the proofreader corrects him.
Because we were, sir, under the impression, or as far as my information goes, I was under the impression that proofreader is someone who just makes the corrections, who corrects the statements, makes the corrections regarding the punctuation marks, shuddha lekhanacha chuka yala apan mando. But it is not like that. The proofreader has some responsibility more than that.
A different type of responsibility. For example, it is like the two parents bringing up the child. You follow me? Both are equally important. Now, what happens is, in case of a proofreader, it is not mashi to mashi. He has to give his own input. Now, he has to have an eye for details also.
Eye for details. Proofreader should have eye for details. Okay.
Now, the proofreader, the copy editor will take all care. But then suppose there is a Jaipur and a Jaipur.
Okay.
You know that there are two such cities in our country. So the proofreader can ask the editor, which Jaipur are you referring to?
Okay.
One Jaipur is in Rajasthan. The other one is also in Orissa.
Oh. Right, sir. So if I want to say in a few words, I should say that yes, the copy editor definitely has his own responsibilities of whatever has been brought to him as a manuscript. But after the role of the copy editor is over, then the copy will go to the proofreader, who is much.
We'll go to the typesetter.
We'll go to the typesetter. Okay.
And the typesetter will return the proof to the proofreader.
Okay, typesetter will return the proof to the proofreader, and now it is the responsibility of the proofreader to make it foolproof.
Yes.
Okay.
To try to make it foolproof.
Yeah, of course. There are human limitations also to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, sir, my next question was regarding the current publication houses. Do they have such exclusive posts even today, that of a copy editor and that of a proofreader? Secondly, these students or those who are interested in this field as a profession, as jobs, regarding jobs. So do these posts have that potential to take them up as a full-time career?
See, to begin with, initially, you can take up these assignments on a freelance basis. So that if you think that it is an overload,
Okay.
You can always, it is never an overload. Let me tell you, it is never an overload.
Hmm.
Because ultimately what you do is, it's the fruit of your efforts.
Absolutely.
So you have a basic satisfaction. And remember, don't keep yourself exclusive
Okay.
to
For
a
a particular
particular
speed, a
subject.
genre. Acha.
Yes, yes. In fact, you should be willing to take up uh, uh, a book on geometry,
Huh.
a book on history, a book on geography, a book on, say, poetry. For example, in physics, G, that is gravity, is always in Roman.
In the Roman. Right.
Right. Whatever changes is always in italics.
Okay.
So the more you work on these, the more you study.
Acha.
And that is the greatest thing. When do you use italics?
Right.
When do you use Roman?
Okay.
When do you use subscripts?
Subscripts.
When do you use superscripts?
Superscripts. And as you said, that
How-
will be a part in your dissertation research also, even up to the PhD or even post PhD
Yes,
levels.
yes. Your name goes around
Right.
as being one of the trustworthy editor.
Trustworthy editor. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is which
The
is more
point
than money. Which is much
is,
more than money. Absolutely.
I would suggest after graduation, appear for a competitive examination, MPSC, UPSC.
Okay.
You need to read a lot. So naturally, the content part of yours becomes pakka.
Hmm.
For language, take any book on basic English. Say, for example, have you heard of the Oxford comma? You should listen to commentary.
Okay.
Because all these things ultimately help you to build up your grammar. I use two sets of colors.
Two sets of
Instruction,
colors.
yeah,
Okay.
or colored pens.
Huh.
The green one is all for inclusion or exclusion from the text.
You use green color for inclusion or exclusion from the text. Okay.
And red color to, uh, I beg your pardon, it's the other way.
Red
Any
color for?
instructions,
Red color was for?
hold on, let me revise.
Yeah.
Okay, when you use the red color,
Huh.
it is for adding or deleting the text.
Acha.
Because against a black typescript,
Huh.
red stands out. I won't tell you the name of the newspaper,
Okay.
but since the last 3 days,
Acha.
that newspaper has been printing the time of sunset and the time of moon's rise and
Huh.
the time of moonset as 85.25.
85.25.
You never give time,
Huh.
particularly what time of the day it is,
Right. Okay.
more than 24.
Yes, yes, yes. It's 24 hours. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
cannot be 85.25. The most dangerous part
Huh.
is overwriting,
Overwriting,
so
right.
that you yeah, so that you do not know whether it is 8 or 6.
Acha. Right. Overwriting.
So probably it's overwritten. The machine has an instruction command to split up a word
Right.
after THE.
Yes.
Right. So
Right.
therapist becomes the rapist. The machine does not know what it is
Doesn't have
showing.
brain. Yeah.
And if you also don't have brains, then you'll allow this thing to go.
May I ask one question, sir?